Thank you very much, Mr. President. Excellencies, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, I'm pleased to co-chair the High-Level Roundtable 1 on investing in people in the least developed countries. Our discussion today brings us all together here to support the needs and aspirations of the more than 1 billion people living in the least developed countries. Human development is a central pillar of the international architecture and the United Nations system, and it is at the center of our discussion here in Doha at the 5th United Nations Conference on the least developed countries. The Doha Programme of Action for the least developed countries is a key instrument fully aligned with one of the fundamental values of the United Nations Charter, to make sure that equality among nations and people contributes to a better world. It is my hope that the Doha Programme of Action will galvanize national and international action in favor of the 1 billion people living in the least developed countries. Today, at this high-level roundtable, we have the opportunity to touch upon the various dimensions of human development as the foundation of our new Doha Programme of Action for the least developed countries. We will discuss how to make sure we are able to reduce the gap between economic opportunities of men and women and make sure that we create a world that is more conducive to the realization of the aspirations of the millions of women and girls living in the least developed countries. We will be able to talk about our youth and how they represent and vast potential, but also what tools and instruments we can give them so they can construct a better future found for themselves and for the planet. We'll look at the incredible role that education plays in the future of our societies. How better schools with trained professors, good infrastructure, and access to the best possible curriculum bring opportunities and constitute an incredibly profitable investment for our societies. We'll be able to talk about social protection to reach those most vulnerable and marginalized, and about how to make sure hunger and malnutrition are eradicated from our societies. For that, we have a list of distinguished speakers and panelists and a distinguished audience. I look forward to a fruitful discussion and, more importantly, to making it a reality by starting today the ambitious aspirations contained in the Doha Programme of Action for the least developed countries. In Poland, we believe that the equal access to education is the most efficient tool to enable people to unlock their talents and improve their economic situation in the medium and long term. That's why Poland offers a wide range of scholarship programs such as Stefan Banach, Stanisław Ulam, or Ignacy Łukasiewicz Scholarship. They are also available for the students from the least developed countries. We can't afford to waste the potential hidden in young girls and boys in the least developed countries. Investing in young people who are receptive to knowledge and full of dreams is particularly important. No one can be excluded from such dreams because equal access to education can be used to ensure the economic and social development in these countries and to get local communities involved for the sake of lasting peace and sustainable development. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, the promise of leaving no one behind needs requires joint and concrete effort. we need to operationalize the principles and actions contained in the Doha Programme of Action to deliver sustainable development in the least developed countries. Bringing human development to the least developed countries is an investment not only in its people, but in a more prosperous, safe, and stable world for everyone. Thank you.